Let's recap. I had a tenant for 12 years. The first 10 years, all was well, except for that short stint she spent in jail, but I understood. We're human. Ish happens. Then March of 2020 rolled in, and the world as we knew it shut down. Everyone was ordered to stay in the house. Walmart and Target could not sell you food. Court shut down. If business wasn't deemed essential, you weren't allowed to do it. If caught, you were fined. If fined, you had to pay. These were the rules for everyone, but my tenant took it another step further. She decided she wasn't going to pay rent either. For 18 months, she stood her ground. For 18 months, I tried to reason with her. Ish didn't work. I took her to court. I won. She was evicted. And instead of leaving like a respectable adult, she flooded my ish. I cried. I laughed. I cried some more. Insurance stepped in and said it was all covered. The water damage, the vents that the tenant poured beans and mayonnaise down, the stove that she smashed up. And now we are here. The road to rehabilitate a beautiful home that was in an abusive relationship. This is the road to renovation. We're going to learn, we're going to grow, and we may even mess some stuff up. But hey, at least we'll be messing things up together.
Good morning, beautiful people. Okay, so y'all, we still the time, I was like, I wanted to take these braids out, but honestly, I don't know about the time. I don't know about my timing. And I'm getting ready to go to Miami with these raggedy braids. I don't know what to tell you, because I don't have time. I don't have time to take off to go get my hair done. Like, I leave Friday during the day for Miami. I got to get my work in. I got to get my work in. I already, we're agile, right? Our team at work. This has nothing to do with nothing. We'll get to what this video is about, but just bear with me. Just sit with me for a second. Okay, so we're agile at work. And so all that is a methodology for delivering a product. It's the way we do our work cycles. We work in what we call 2-week sprints. So that means that for 2 weeks, we plan out what we're going to do, what each member of the team is going to accomplish. And we also base that off of how long each member of the team is going to be at work in those 2 weeks. So I already gave them my estimates. They already know I'm not going to be here on Friday. I'm not going to be here on Monday. So therefore, the work that we planned out for myself is the work that I can successfully accomplish, all things considered, meaning that we don't run into any brick walls or blocks. So it's what I can actually accomplish in that time. Now, because I'm already taking off Friday and Monday, I don't have time to take off to get my hair done, my lashes done, my nails done. And lashes and nails are easier because I can always plan around that. But y'all know, hair, black girl hair, is an all-day event. It's an event. It's an event. And I just don't have the time right now. And then, guys, look, today is Tuesday. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning right now. But today is Tuesday. I am on my way out to the property. I'm on my way out to the site because I actually am meeting with the rebuild team. I think it's just going to be one person that I'm meeting with today to walk through the house, to point out all of the things as far as what needs to be done, what they're going to do, all of that stuff. And then they'll get together their estimate, and then we'll get to work. This estimate is what we're waiting on for 2 reasons. One, we got to make sure that our insurance improves the ultimate estimate, right? And then 2, once we get these numbers back, then we can proceed with our legal action, because now we know the true cost of the damage that she caused, that the tenant caused. I could not file anything until we had the numbers. I went to the courts because I'm thinking, is there a placeholder? Can I put a placeholder in system? And they're like, no, you need to wait till you have the numbers, because of course, the higher the numbers, the higher the case, the higher the weight of the case. Still trying to figure out how to do the criminal thing. Still trying to figure that part out. But by the time you see this, by the time this stuff comes out, it probably will already be figured out. Just know that. But in the meantime, again, you can leave comments because we don't know who else in this community is going through this or similar, or will go through this or similar situations in the future. And so all information, accurate information, please try to be accurate, not the information on your feelings, what you feel should be done, what you feel could be done, what you feel. Because what we find is whatever we feel, y'all, it ain't it. It ain't it. It ain't even it. It ain't. It is not. You know how many comments I had on people and their feelings just to come back through video and show that none of that is the way any of this works? Yes, we think that things should work a certain way, or it's only fair for things to work a certain way. But when has America ever operated like that? No. There's laws, there's statutes, there's governances that govern these things, okay? And so we got to play by the book, y'all. We do. So anyways, we are on our way out here to meet with this rebuild team, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get started. I'm excited to see what our boundaries are. But let me also tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this up front. Y'all, we're not remodeling a house. We're not. We're getting a house into sellable condition, okay? We are not investing any of my hard-earned money to make a house beautiful for you all or for anybody. We are not tying emotions on decorating to this property. We're not. My plan right now is to sell the property. That's my plan. People ask me, what do you plan to do? The plan is to sell. But I also say we cross that bridge when we get to it, because when it comes time to actually sell, we don't know what this market is going to be doing. And I don't like to get extra confident on what I think I can sell it for, or what I think I'm going to walk away with, or what I think I'm going to get. I don't like doing that. So I say we cross that when we get to it. But in the meantime, because what I'm saying is if the market is super low and I can barely sell it for whatever, I will rent it again. I will do what is the best business and financial decision at the time when it comes time to do that. But right now, we are getting this place together with the idea that we are going to sell it, okay? And what that means also is I'm not throwing a bunch of money in this place just because it's a cute idea. Not doing that. Because what we know for sure is this. When that place was raggedy as all the hex, we had as much as a $265,000 offer. That's with a raggedy place. So we get some good floors in there. We show that a lot of things will rebuild new, this, that, and this, that. We should be able to get more. And so, no, we're not removing columns. We're not. But for some of you who asked about that, I will ask. But I do believe that the column is load bearing. I talked to a neighbor. She hates her column because, you know, all the townhouses are pretty much designed alike. She hates her column. She actually did have 2 companies come in to try to see about removing it. And they did say it was load bearing. You can't move a load bearing column. Okay. And so, no, we're not pouring extra money because that's not covered by insurance. So I'm not pouring my money into something to make it cosmetically pleasing for anybody out there. It's fine. Column be all right. Okay. Same thing with the floors. We're not replacing floors that are fine. I'm not pulling up tile just to put my own money into it, just to, I don't know, who cares, right? If whoever buys it don't like the tile, they can take on that project, but I'm not doing it. And again, the only reason why I would do it is if it behooves me to do it. Like, for instance, there's some crack places on the tile, which I'm going to show them today. And the crack places are right where that oven door was that they smashed up. So, of course, we can correlate that the tile was broken in the destruction of the property. So that should be covered by insurance. So, yeah, some things it's just going to make sense to replace, because why have a nice, new, cute, beautiful, clean house and then you got raggedy doors? Like, some of them doors are raggedy. It's not going to be covered by insurance. So, of course, I'm going to have to invest in replacing doors. I'm going to have to invest in replacing anything that looks dry, rotted, or whatever, you know. light fixtures. Them light fixtures are yellow and dingy. So little things like that, but major things, no, we're making business decisions and not necessarily emotional decisions or decisions on, let me make this house how I will want it if I was living here. I'm not living there. It's okay. So I also say that to say that I would love to have wood floors in the house. However, if the cost of having wood is too high because the insurance I'm imagining is going to replace the material with the material that was damaged, and that is carpet, we will be putting carpet back on that floor. And it will be all right. But we're going to check into the numbers. We're going to check into what we can do and exactly, you know, what it comes out to. That's all I can tell you right now. So I'm excited about that. The other thing that I did have done while y'all were gone is I had the bushes and the grass cut. The grass was looking like a jungle back there, guys. And so my neighbor called her lawn guy, and he came out the very next day, and I wasn't there, to cut it. And my neighbor, she actually paid for it. It came to $150. So she showed me the transactions of her paying for it. And I just say over this, I try to give y'all more information than you probably need, because whenever I seem not to, some of y'all come in the comments like, how you know she paid, da 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 da, you know. So it's like I try to just give it to you. And even in my trying, I always fall short. I always fall short of the Fab's expectations. So yeah, but she showed me what she paid and this that. We actually negotiated over the phone. And so $150, he did the backyard, and he cleaned up the bushes in the front and stuff. The reason why I did this wasn't so much for the property's sake, but it was for two things. One, HOA. Because in the HOA community, they can't come back and tell you, you need to do this, buy this. And I didn't want to put that pressure on me that if I didn't want to be reactive. I wanted to be proactive. That's one. Two, neighbors. Neighbors still live there. There are people who still live there. So I want to still be a good neighbor even if I don't live there, right? And that is by making sure that the property doesn't just look totally abandoned. I know the neighbor next door was like, concerned when the tenant was living there that the yard was so overgrown that critters, mice, rats, or whatever, snakes, could be hiding in that jungle, because that's what it started to look like. Like, it wasn't just grass, it was like aggressive weeds. You know, the I don't know what they call those trees, but they're kind of like a weed though, but they just kind of grow up and they have like a thicker stem than a plant, but not as thick as a tree. There's a name for them, but those things were growing up all over the yard, hence it did look like a jungle. And so I'm just happy that we were able to get that cleaned up for her. And in that yard there was still paraphernalia, debris. There was still debris, even though we cleaned out a lot of it for what we could see. But underneath those weeds there was still some more pans, bottles, just little different things. And so the person who did the cutting had to he cleaned up all of that stuff as well. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what he did. And again, I know that when it comes to selling the place, I may have to get those bushes taken care of a little more. I asked him to leave some behind because I liked the coverage, even though it's pretty much essentially a big weed growing. But he left it there for now. And then when we get ready to put this house on the market, or if we're renting it out or whatever, we'll clean it up further. So that's what we did. And I'm going to pay the neighbor when I get out here today. I'm going to give her a check for what she paid for me. I didn't pick up the keys too. I haven't picked up the keys to the mailbox over here. I ain't got time. But I'll do that at some point. But that's what we've done so far. So it's 13 minutes I've been talking to y'all. Will this be its own separate video? Will this be its own separate video? We'll see. All right. Talk to y'all when we get there. Bye.